Hey friends, welcome to this week's video, and I want to talk about and answer the question, is heritage clothing sustainable? Heritage clothing is, for me, tied to vintage workwear, vintage clothing that goes way back in history, American history, Japanese history, and all other parts of the world, but those are the two things that I'm most familiar with on the heritage style. Now, is it sustainable compared to what's going on with style, the ever-evolving style? But you'll notice, though, a lot of the styles in the past are coming back with a different twist nowadays, which is good, right? Majority of people, majority of young people start a fashion trend of some sort, and then it goes away within a couple of years. And that's another reason why I think heritage clothing is sustainable. But let's talk about the first reason. And of course, what would be my weekly video without my cigar? So today I am smoking Bottom Betty. This is a good cigar right here. It's got a sweet taste to it, and if you're into cigars, I highly recommend this as well. Good cigars, right? The first reason I want to say that heritage clothing is sustainable, it's because of its price. It's only about maybe the last decade of my life where I discovered heritage clothing, and I was actually hesitant about getting into a lot of heritage clothing because the price point is really high on most of them, right? There are a few exceptions, such as Brave Star, which sells salvage, Japanese salvage at a affordable price point. Most jeans nowadays, if you want to get a quality pair of jeans, it'll probably cost you between $60 to $70, right? And I'm not talking about salvage jeans. Most salvage jeans, most companies such as Ironheart sells their jeans for hundreds of dollars. Some Japan salvage blue jeans, some of the jeans, salvage jeans, are sold for between $300 and $400. While you have places like Brave Star that sells their jeans starting at 120 bucks, which is, I think, is a really good deal. You know, the current trends will come and go, and they come and go at a faster rate than we would like to admit. So I spent $60 on a pair of, current trend jeans, such as skinny jeans. I can't hold on to the same style or trendy style and think that it'll be in the same trend that is going to be in a few years from now. While when I buy salvage jeans, as it becomes patinaed and used, it becomes cooler, in my opinion, and it becomes cooler as time goes by. So that could be a couple of years from now, that could be 5 years, that could be 10 years. Some people probably keep, if you fit it, keep your salvage jeans for a long time, and that's the reason why I say it is, such a thing, such a style to get into that's sustainable. And going into the next reason why I think it's sustainable is that you don't have to buy a lot of it. In fact, you only buy one if you want. Wear that until eternity, and it only looks cooler. So let's go to the next reason. The next reason what I think that heritage style or heritage clothing is sustainable is because you really don't have to buy a lot of it. I've already covered this in my previous video, that I'm the kind of guy that's cheap. Well, I'm not really cheap, right? I call myself frugal, and I would rather have one quality pair of jeans that I can wear over and over again for a long time than have 5 pairs of jeans. It probably costs the same as the salvage jeans that I just bought, that I can only wear for a year or two. It depends on the individual, and that's the way I am. I like to hold on to, my things, and that's why I buy vintage and classic clothing. It's because I want to hold on to it. I want to be able to save money in the long run, right? By owning one, and even though I paid full price for it now, as we break it down throughout the years, a good example, I have a pair of jeans that I've owned for about 9-10 years now, salvage jeans, and if I do the math on the initial cost that I paid for it, and now on a day-for-day basis, it's actually cheaper than if I would have bought multiple trendy clothing that I had to throw away. You really just need a few, and you will be in style for a long time. Hence, it's sustainable. That is my opinion. Because it is work clothes, and most of heritage styles are already vintage, it really doesn't go out of style. So that's another reason why I think it's sustainable when it comes to the world of style, is because, especially at my age, looking rugged, wearing selvage jeans, mock toes, and a t-shirt, I can do that all day long and look cool for the rest of my life, really, right? That is if I have patience of wearing selvage jeans in my 60s and my 70s, which I probably will. I am inspired by a lot of my Japanese friends that are in their 60s and sometimes 70s, wear selvage jeans like a pro. And some of their selvage jeans have a story behind it because they've owned it for so long. There are a few people that's commented on some of my videos that, hey, I wore these things years ago, you know, I wore this when I was younger, I wore this for work. So it's not really a style thing. Don't get me wrong, cowboys, for example, I think there were a lot of heritage clothing. There were a lot of heritage clothing when they worked. I think that's another reason why it's a sustainable thing, because it can be a daily thing, right? It can be a daily style that will never go out of style. Another reason why I think heritage clothing can be sustainable is that you become somewhat of a minimalist, right? All throughout the years, I've gotten rid of a lot of clothing that don't matter to me and made my closet really organized and small. This channel is about style, heritage style, so I should be buying all kinds of clothes, showing it off, going doing a review. I guess in time it will happen, and that's another beauty of it, is because I don't really want to have like a bunch of clothes in my closet, because I don't want to organize it or reorganize it often than I'm used to. It would look weird if my closet has more, my side of the closet has more clothing than my wife, right? That's not the way I look at things. You know, if you're a minimalist, a hardcore minimalist, I think the beauty of it is that, again, you can own one pair of jeans, a couple of pairs of, I don't know, white and gray shirts, a belt, and a pair of mock toes, and you are good to go. Just to quickly summarize what I've already covered, heritage clothing is sustainable because it's cost effective, it's cheap on the long run, it's a minimalist type of activity, depending on how many of these things you buy. Some people go crazy with it. And of course, it is something that's just rugged and cool and always going to be in style for a long run. I also understand, though, that people's flavors, what they want, changes all throughout the years. I'm not saying that this is going to be a forever thing for a lot of people. It could be for me, and I'm not trying to convince people to buy heritage clothing and just do heritage clothing. Hey, look, that's all I have for you this week. I kind of wanted to do that video for a little while now, because a lot of people are asking me, why am I in heritage style and why am I wearing heritage clothing? It's because I have my own reasons, and those are my reasons. Hey guys, just a quick thing. I came back from my travel to Japan and I had such a good time, and a few of you have recommended of sharing my video about Japan. Thank you very much for watching and being in my channel. Please leave a comment, leave me a like, and until next week, aloha.